I've read a lot of books this year. I think I've read like 27 so far up to this date. And when you read a lot of books, it's interesting how like these sort of themes kind of just come together about the things that you're reading. There's two books that I've read this year that felt like they explained why technology is getting worse. So the first book, The Technological Republic, is by the CEO of Palantir, which people definitely have opinions about. So maybe, take that into consideration. It's part tech history, kind of part rant about how American tech lost its edge. And the argument is sort of that it happened in the late 1960s because counterculture stopped us from having a drive to build. It makes some interesting points, but I'm not sure if I really agree with it because, I don't know, it doesn't really seem to want to consider why younger generations might be skeptical of giant systems in the first place and why that skepticism is kind of good. But it has interesting insights, especially from somebody who's very big in the tech world right now, about how the Valley has sort of traded its ambition for engagement metrics. And I think that it's worth reading. And the other book is Boom. And this book is really interesting because it kind of makes this case for how bubbles, which is like irrational exuberance, speculative mania, is how breakthroughs happen. Like, cars weren't better horses. Bitcoin isn't money 2.0. Going to the moon wasn't like building on something that had existed before. Real progress needs like delusion and collective hysteria to allow it to exist. And the author sort of argues that transformative tech will always look dumb at first because it doesn't fit into some sort of pre-existing model. And that's how we're getting stuck now, is because we have systems that are so obsessed with not failing that we can't take big bets. Instead, what we get is a bunch of companies making a phone that's slightly better, 1% better, 2% better than the phone that's currently in our hands. And Boom is this book advocating for flipping that, saying, look, we need companies that are burning cash and looking crazy to build new things. And so these books sort of stitch together this concept to me about why tech feels stuck today in these endless incremental updates. It's not that we ran out of ideas, it's that we've lost the will or the ability to bet big on something that might not pay off for decades or ever. So if you're fascinated and frustrated by the state of tech like I am, I feel like these two books were really good reads.